What's up, everyone? Welcome to Benched with the Tovar brothers. Joey here, joined by my brother Angel. What up, Dan?
Hello.
Friday.
I'm getting excited.
Friday. The weeks just feel so much longer now.
Yeah.
We're waiting for these single or, these just a couple of big games.
But these games, man.
But, man, in preparing for these games, I am jacked. Friday, January 26, 2024. And we're 2 days away from Niners, Lions. I can never think of it on the spot. Chiefs and Ravens. It's going to be a good weekend. Episode number 83. Anything? Greg Lewis.
Wes Welker. Yeah, just the underdog himself, Wes Welker.
Classic fourth receiver number.
Yeah.
Except for Wes Welker, obviously. He was very, very good.
Now I think, Wes Welker, to talk about him, he's up for like OC jobs now.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd.
Yep.
On this episode, we're going to get to the news. There's a lot of news, okay? So Wednesday's show, we're just scouring the internet for something to talk about as far as in the news. Not a problem today.
Then an hour after the show ended, news breaks.
A lot happened in a couple days here. We're going to go over all of it. And then we're going to do a championship round preview here. These two games, we're going to dive into it. Had a lot of fun get into already. These teams are so good.
Yep.
These are the four best teams, I think.
Yeah, it feels like it.
I mean, you can argue for the Bills over the Chiefs, I guess, as far as the year. But then, just listen, the legacy of the Chiefs is real.
Yeah.
The magic of the Chiefs is real.
Yeah, I think you're right, though, this being the four best teams this year. I feel like this is a good representation.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Bills, I guess you could flip-flop.
Right.
But besides that, like Lions have been good kind of all year.
Right.
Ravens, obviously. And then the Niners have been, obviously.
Also, the NFL announced its award finalists, top five in each award there. They're, I think, February 8th is when they decide those. So we'll go over those.
I agree with all of them except for one.
Pick our guys.
You already know
what
which
do you mean
one.
you don't agree with them? Like,
There's one guy on one.
Oh, missing off the list?
No, there are a lot of snubs. No, there's one guy who's on the list who shouldn't be anywhere near the list.
Jeez, wow, can't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're watching here on YouTube, thanks so much for joining the channel. We appreciate you tuning in. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we appreciate all you guys who've been rolling with us all year long. Our faithful bench warmers.
Road dogs. Just been through the grind with us.
You guys are awesome. Down the stretch here through the championship weekend, then we got 2 weeks off. A week off. Well, 2 weeks off, I guess. And then
not this show.
Super Bowl time.
I mean football.
Football, I mean.
Well, that's very
luckily we do not have 2
That's very disrespectful to the Pro Bowl games, Joseph.
Yeah. Well,
that is a thing.
We'll cover it. You'll get some dodgeball highlights here. It's the kind of content you can expect from this show.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast, thanks so much for joining us on Benched with the Tovar brothers, the audio version. Then, of course, Instagram, X, TikTok, search at Benched Show, spelled just like this. And a lot of stuff going up there, and especially this weekend. As it kind of heats up on the weekends, we kind of post clips and stuff during the week, and a lot of breaking news posts this week, but the highlights and all the really fun stuff is on the weekend. So make sure you're following those as we head into the weekend here. And that's all I got for the housekeeping. How you doing, man? Let's check in with Angel.
Doing good.
How many? What's the countdown now to 30? Oh, sorry, 29. Wait, 30, right?
30.
What's the countdown to 30? It is January 25th. So you got less than a month now.
28 days, yeah.
Wow. How's it feel?
Grasping on my 20s with one finger now, with 2 fingers now. Feel good. Feel good.
Trying to convince me?
I feel good. No, I feel fine.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready for 30. 30 is a cool age.
You feel like, okay, I'm happy with what I did with my 20s.
Yeah.
For the most part.
20s, I did a lot of fun stuff in my 20s. I'm very happy with my 20s, excited about my 30s.
Any new aches and pains that 30 is like just bringing around rapidly?
My hips.
Yeah.
And my back.
Oh, yeah.
And my knees.
Oh, yeah.
And my anxiety.
Okay. Jesus. I'm basically falling apart.
Basically, inside and out, I'm falling apart.
Yeah,
but we made it.
You guys keep Angel in your thoughts and prayers as he approaches 30 quickly here. I can't think of another person least suited, less suited to turn 30. But nevertheless, we're going to roll into 30.
Yeah, it just happens.
Guns a-blazing.
Yeah, just going to do it, and whatever happens, happens.
Let's get to the news. Find who made that song and just thank them.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. Or ma'am. Let's get to the news.
Could be
very well done.
It could be a lady.
Hey, 30.
30. See that? See?
Hey,
just a sign.
growth.
It's called growth, my friend.
It's very good. Okay, as far as Ravens Chiefs, if you're in the Baltimore area and you're trying to go into this game, the cheapest pair of tickets to the game is $1,500 on TickPick. $1,500.
It's a lot of money.
I feel like these games are just getting more and more insane. Like, has it always been like that?
That's Super Bowl money. That's not NFC title game money.
Once upon a time, I paid $1,100 to sit in the nosebleeds of Dodger Stadium for Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah, World Series, Super
Game
Bowl.
7 of the World Series.
Yeah, those games like okay, $1,200, $1,500. It's not okay. You know, it's passable.
I mean, it's smaller stadiums, I guess, but that's wild to me. It's the most expensive AFC Championship game since Jags Patriots 2018. What is that? David Garrard versus Brady?
No, that was Blaine Gabbert.
2018.
No. Well, I'm blanking his name.
30.
What? No, it wasn't Gabbert. It was what's his name?
Leftwich?
No, Joey, you're way too.
Yeah, I am. As Angel looks that up, very, very important stuff. You guys out there in Baltimore, just be responsible with your money. $1,500 is too much. Watch it on TV. It's a great product on TV. I think Fox is carrying it, so it's going to be a really good game on TV. Don't pay $1,500 to go to that game.
Yeah, I mean, would you, if you're a fan, would you pay $1,500 for an NFC title?
To go to the championship game? No. Super Bowl, maybe.
No, Super Bowl's okay.
Yeah.
I would do that for sure, but not no.
By the way, do we expect Jason and Taylor and Mr. Mahomes and whoever Patrick's wife's name is, and,
Brittany?
Do we expect them to kind of one-up themselves from what they're quite the story last time in Buffalo?
I hope Jason goes.
Here's the thing, too. Baltimore is not Buffalo.
Blake Bortles, by the way.
Blake Bortles, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
Baltimore is not Buffalo here. Buffalo, I feel like, I think it's called like the friendliest town or something like that.
The Wild
Baltimore
East,
is like one of the crime capitals of America.
No, I think
so. Jason, go and stay in the suite. Taylor, maybe sit in the second row of the suite.
Nah, I think Jason's fine.
Brittany, just hop right out and mingle. Maybe.
And then Jackson, get the hell out of here.
Jackson.
No, I think Jason's university loved.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know.
And it's an AFC team. If it was like the Cowboy game, then maybe not. But it's the Ravens. Ravens don't no beef with Jason Kelce.
Yep.
But I don't want to see how many over under 10 times they showed Taylor Swift.
Listen, if Jason Kelce's in there, I'm cool with it because I could just look at Jason Kelce and see what he's doing.
What
It's
a world!
Great distraction.
There's a woman superstar, and we rather look at a 6'4", 290-pound man with a shirt off.
Just a bear.
This is just where we are.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. Once again, we've thanked you so many times on
Yeah,
the show.
man.
I need to get that signed one day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you wear your jersey if it was signed? Obviously,
No.
Damaris has passed away, but
If he had signed it, no. No. If it was,
that's
no.
a major no-no, right?
Yeah. If it's signed and you have a picture of someone signed it, no. You hang it up in your man cave and let it rest there forever.
I don't know. I feel like telling stories today, but I had a Dodger hat. I still have a Dodger hat, who is signed by Manny Mota, legendary Dodger, and it got signed one time, and I just kept wearing it. It's today. You can't really see the signature. He's passed away since, and I feel like should have.
Okay. As a Dodger fan, I have no idea who that
Manny
is.
Mota.
No.
Let's move on here. It's not a Dodger show or a baseball show. An NFL executive press predicted that Broncos current quarterback under contract.
Yep.
Russell Wilson could go to the Raiders this offseason. They're in need of a vet. They have Aiden O'Connell there. Jimmy G is going to be gone.
I don't know what his contract number is, but probably, yeah.
And then they had another vet there who just wasn't very good either.
Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raiders need a vet. They're one of Russell Wilson's original teams that he wanted to go to back in 2021. Russ on the Raiders, I think, is a better team than Aiden O'Connell. I think Russ, with those weapons,
Yeah.
it's decent.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they'd let him go to an AFC West team, but I don't think they care at this point.
Well, that'll tell you whether or not they think he's any good.
Yeah. Go
Like,
go to the Raiders.
If they
dude.
go to the Raiders, like,
Yeah.
okay, wait a minute. Something's fishy here.
I feel like he doesn't fit that mentality of Raider football. He's such a goofy, nerdy, like happy-go-lucky guy, and the Raiders are all like tough guys.
I tell you what, though, he's going to play the part, and it's going to be very, very cringy.
Just like
He's going to be the tough guy Raider guy.
Yeah.
I would love to see him play that part.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It'd be a lot of fun. Did you hear about this guy, Kayshawn Boutte?
Yeah.
What's his name? Boutte? Boutte. I don't know how to pronounce that, but basically, he got arrested. Bummer. but illegal online gambling. It's a bummer that he got that he did that. They broke the law that many times, but we're gonna talk about it because it's very interesting. Yeah. He was an exceptional gambler.
He made some freaking dough. I saw it. He put in like $100K and got out $500K, right?
He made so much money. But what gets me about this story, I was reading through it today. He as far as so we think about criminals. As far as competency, A+. This man could roll with the best of them.
Yeah.
As far as making money illegally.
Yeah.
As far as the stealthness of his operation, these are some of the names that he had accounts under while he was illegally betting on games. Some of even the games that he played in.
Oh my God.
LSU. Okay. Kayshawn Boot 7.
Okay. They'll never guess.
Kayshawn Boot 01.
Okay. So it's such numbers.
So maybe he thought the number at the end, this is really going to throw him off if I put a 7 here. Because my number's actually 0.
So they'll never suspect it.
I mean, I feel like if you're breaking the law at that level, you're not using your name as your username. I mean.
Yeah, I don't know why his name's there.
Okay, I'm not overacting that. That's
he should have been
dumbest criminal stuff.
Yeah, it should have been Ladies Man 7, and no one would ever suspect that it's him.
Wild.
Shout out if you know where Ladies Man 7's from.
8. What is that from?
It's from a movie, a very popular movie.
Yeah.
Ladies Man something, I forgot. But
what is it?
Transformers, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's his eBay username.
Placed 8,900 bets.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
8,900
My boy was on FanDuel, baby.
Yeah, he didn't dabble. This was a full-time job.
Yeah, he was going to school and then a full-time gambler on the side.
Absolutely wild. Okay, that's some of the fun news. Let's get into the nitty-gritty here. And that, of course, at this time of year is the coaching carousel. And from the time that we hung up the headphones in the last show to now, a lot has happened. Let's start with Raheem Morris, Rams defensive coordinator, the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Thoughts?
Yawn.
Oh.
No, I think it's fine. He was there, a couple years ago. Defensive coordinator. He
was the interim coach there.
I know players love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, players love this guy.
I have a good feeling about this.
I mean,
and I know that's not good analysis. I have a good feeling. I feel like the players love him. He's just everyone was like, heck yeah.
It reminds you. Yeah, it reminds you of last year when the Texans hired DeMeco Ryan.
Exactly what I thought of.
A young team with talent.
Yep.
And players love him.
Yep.
Watch a bunch of one-year guys go over there.
That Rams defense has it just been good no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. So I say boring just because it's not a new coach that we haven't seen. But I mean, good roster, a good resume for him too. Yes. I'm not sure what this does draft wise. If they go, the next important thing for him is offensive coordinator. Who's going to have on the other side of the ball? Right. That's important.
Right. And there's a lot of names floating around. You got Chip Kelly out there. You got Cliff Kingsbury. You got
Kellen Moore out there.
So many names out there floating around. They should be able to snag a good one. They chose him over Bill Belichick. Yeah. We were talking about Bill Belichick earlier today, just me and you. This is the only job that anyone knows that he actually interviewed for. And there's only two jobs left now, Seattle and Washington. He's not going to Seattle. And I guess Washington is a possibility, but, Bill Belichick could be without a job here. He could sit out. I think a report actually came out that he could sit out this season and wait for a good opportunity next year in 2025.
Yeah.
He's 71, I think.
He might need to sit out a year and get ahead.
The bummer about that is he's 15 wins away from the all-time record. And so to lose a season at 71 is, just brutal.
Yeah.
You can at least knock out, 5 or 6 of those maybe.
But I think if he sits out a year, I think next year he gets out rejuvenated. He has a fresh start, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks for that Bill Belichick can't find a job.
Tell you what,
but hey, welcome to America, Bill. Welcome to the normal guy's life.
Immediately comes to mind if they don't perform next year, is probably going to lose their job is they're up in Buffalo. Maybe Bill next year takes his crew to Buffalo.
Bill with the Bills?
Oh. Yeah. Wow, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. The other element of this story that's very interesting is this Sean McVay Rams tree is insane. He's only been head coach 7 years.
He's super young.
He was the youngest coach in the NFL until someone was just hired. Who was just hired?
Jared Mayo.
Jared Mayo was hired. Yep. He's been the youngest coach in the NFL, and his coaching tree is unbelievable.
Yep.
Matt LaFleur, dog. Zach Taylor, little baby dog, but a dog.
Got a little bite to him.
Brandon Staley sucks. So bad, but a very good defensive coordinator. He'll be back in the league.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell, dog.
Yeah.
Raheem Morris, dog. Coordinators, Shane Waldron, Wes Phillips, Elijah Evero, Joe Barry, not very good, and then Matt Daniels. I mean, to have that kind of coaching tree after 7 seasons, the best thing Sean McVay may be able to do is develop coaches. That might be his best trait.
He won a Super Bowl too. He's also good at
maybe because of the coaching staff he's constantly surrounded by.
He's just he's good culture guy. You can tell. Like that's just people like playing with him. Yeah. The coordinator's like, I think he's great for the culture.
Falcons interviewed 14 guys.
And he chose Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris must feel really proud of himself. Like he beat out Belichick, Vrabel. Yeah.
Vrabel's still without a job.
Vrabel might. Is he back to be the coordinator?
I don't want to see him as defense coordinator.
That's like demeaning to him, probably.
I haven't heard anything about that yet, like reports or anything, but I don't want to. I mean, I guess he could, and you have an incredible defensive coordinator.
I'd like to see him in Seattle now.
A defensive coordinator?
No, as head coach.
Yeah.
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 That defense had all the talent. They just didn't have the right guy, I guess, last year to.
Another cool thing about this, Rams will receive third-round compensatory picks the next 2 drafts for losing Morris.
So 2 third-rounders?
2 third-rounders next
pretty
2
good.
For losing Morris. That's fantastic.
Especially for a team that's been so they're reverting back to just drafting well.
Yeah.
They're more draft picks. They're just less need just out here playing chess, dude. If I'm losing coordinators, I get 2
killing it.
The
last thing, there's such a big story. The last thing that I saw that was interesting about this is that Josh McDaniels is rumored to be at the top of the list for Patriots offensive coordinator, there for Jared Mayo, if Bill Belichick does not get a head coaching job. So it's kind of a given that if wherever Bill Belichick goes, he's going to bring on Josh as his OC. But if Bill Belichick doesn't end up anywhere, McDaniels back in the Patriots. Do you like that? I kind of want a fresh start for the Patriots. I mean, how do you feel with that?
McDaniels just doesn't have. He has like four people on his phone book, I guess. Bill's dog,
Robert
Kraft, and I guess Jared Mayo.
Yeah,
and the favorite son,
and what's his name? Davis, owner of the Raiders.
No,
got him that job.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
that's why Bill's not getting hired because kept on his whole Patriots staff. Maybe they don't want Josh McDaniels in their locker room.
To be fair, Josh McDaniels has only ever been a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah, under Bill Belichick.
Well, I mean, he's definitely not getting help from Bill Belichick on offense. The defensive guy. I think he's at least earned he's not a head coach. I don't think he'll get any more jobs.
No.
Right?
Please God, no.
But I think as an OC, he's going to be in this league for a long time.
Yeah.
I think he should be anyway. Moving on here, the big name that dropped was to the Los Angeles Chargers. That's Jim Harbaugh, the new head coach on your wish list. You were pumped about this.
I was pumped.
Jim Harbaugh back in the NFL. By the way, he is the current leader for head coaching winning percentage, 44-19 in the NFL. He left on top.
Yeah.
He left on top. He had disagreements with the 49ers organization when he left and all that nonsense with Kaepernick and all that, but he's only won.
Yeah. I slam dunk for a Chargers team that's been second place in LA to the Rams since they got here.
Absolutely.
So you get a superstar head coach with a superstar quarterback who you think is a superstar quarterback. Start building stuff now. This is a good roster. You got the left tackle, you have pass rusher, they have a corner, they have a safety.
Sounds like you're not sold on Herbert. I mean, what's up with that?
No. He hasn't shown a superstar, but he has potential to be a superstar quarterback, to be a Josh Allen, to be a Lamar Jackson, one of those guys. But it just hasn't worked out there. I think Harbaugh just makes it just solidifies the entire head coaching staff to players. I love it. Slam dunk. Couldn't be happier. Back in LA a big market. You're about to see Harbaugh everywhere now.
Dodger fan, by the way.
No, I didn't know that. Just a freaking slam dunk. Good for Herbert's career too.
So Herbert next year, I saw this tweet and it's very true. We're gonna find out about Herbert next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're gonna find out a lot about Justin Herbert because
are you Trevor Lawrence or are you Josh Allen?
Yep. Because it's always been Brandon Staley was just so bad, you had no idea how good the team was under him.
Yeah.
As far as talent-wise, and Herbert was kind of the main thing about that.
Yeah.
The other thing that's very interesting is what is he going to do with this roster? Because they have some old players making a lot of money. So I wonder if he breaks down this roster and wants to put kind of his stamp on it, or if he likes these vets, and that was kind of part of the process. I don't know. It's very interesting. Kind of.
Yeah.
What is he going to do with Khalil Mack? What is he going to do with Joey Bosa? What is he going to do with the receivers there? Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler.
Mike Williams there.
Mike Williams.
Yeah, a lot of bloated contracts there for the old GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's curious, but like I said to you when this happened, I was like, he went there for primarily Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
To have a young quarterback sign long term, That's a big deal. He's like, I'll deal with the rest as it comes. I don't have to go in the draft looking for a quarterback. I don't have to trade for quarterback. I have my quarterback already in-house signed. Then you have Slater, left tackle. You have Asante Samuel at cornerback. Derwin James. Like, they have pieces there. They have pillars. Now they just got to reconstruct it under Harbaugh. Very fun team next year.
Do you remember a couple? Sorry,
No, just fun team. Yeah.
Remember a couple years ago, 2 years ago, when there was the arms race in the AFC West?
Yep.
Devontae Adams and all that. Yep. I think we're in line for another arms race because of Harbaugh landing now in San Diego. They got to make major changes.
Los Angeles.
Sorry. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Los Angeles. They got to make major changes. Sean Payton in his second year now. It's time to. He's gonna make. Look what he did last year in his first year.
Yep.
Limited. Like, he didn't have the ability to do everything he wanted.
Yeah.
Now he has much more ability to do it
with draft picks too. Yeah.
Trading some of those receivers, draft picks. I mean, they're gonna look cap space. How they doing?
They're pretty decent.
So there's gonna be big changes there. Chiefs, win or not, they know the season was rough, and they're gonna need to make some changes as well. Raiders, Antonio Pierce is new. I feel like you might get another influx of talent, if you will, to the AFC West, which is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, this AFC West coached by Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, and Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce, yep.
Look, this is not Antonio Pierce's fault. You just got brought in with a bunch of grown-ass coaches. Like, this is a mature, Super Bowl winning or attending football coaches. Like,
is it? I should do that. Is it fair to say that he's at risk of getting outcoached because of his lack of coaching background?
Or not even his fault, because he just went up against guys who've done it at the highest level.
All time.
Yeah, some all-timers.
Is he in the division with 3 Hall of Fame coaches?
I mean, do you think
Andy Reid, yes, of course.
Sean Payton, we'll see.
Harbaugh has to do much more, but on the way.
Yeah, Harbaugh and Sean Payton are right there, just at like Hall of Fame. Yeah, near Hall of Fame. Yeah,
that's rough. But like I said the other day, it's all going to be about now who he surrounds himself with. He needs so badly to go get. I love the Marvin Lewis thing. I just want vet. You need vets there.
Yeah,
I would love Ron Rivera there, or like just someone like that. Like even Wink Martindale. People say he's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Someone like that. I feel like he needs to be surrounded by guys who have been there, or else I feel like, that Spagnola, Reed staff, like they've been together forever. Harbaugh's going to have his boys with him.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably been working with them for a while.
Sean Payton's just going to get his staff. He's getting his staff already. Yeah. But back to San Diego. Back to the Chargers.
Yeah.
They're the second best team. I'd put them. I like them a lot because they have a quarterback over the Broncos already. Like, that's why they're the second best team in my mind in the AFC West already.
It's way too early for me to say anything about.
I'm so high on this. I'm so high on this.
You have no idea. We have no idea what the roster's gonna look like.
I'm just.
It's gonna look nothing like.
I'm just. What's it called? Deliriously optimistic about this because Harbaugh was great in the NFL. People forget how good he was here.
Yeah, I just shared. 44-19, the active leader in career win percentage for coaches.
Yeah, I just can't wait for Harbaugh, Sean Payton every year, Harbaugh, Andy Reid.
Twice a year.
Yep, freaking awesome.
Moving on here, the Panthers made another hire at head coach. Not as headliney, not as celebrated, but a lot of people are very optimistic. They hired Dave Canellis, the former offensive coordinator of the Buccaneers. Did a lot with an offense that people thought was going to be just a bottom seller offense.
A lot with Baker Mayfield.
Had a career year.
Yep. And then was there for the Geno Smith revival. He was the quarterback's coach there.
Yep.
When he had his, I think this speaks to the, this is great for him. I'm happy for him. But this speaks to the fact that maybe these veteran coaches, like, I don't want to work for this freaking idiot owner here. Right?
This is what I don't know if you remember or not, but this is what we said. Like, this seems like a job that is going to go to someone who just is looking for a chance to break into the head coaching ranks. Yeah. Someone that wasn't on the radar because a Harbaugh was never going to go here.
No.
Vrabel's never going to go here because Tepper fires guys like that.
I think they interview for there too, but it's still like this is the product. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of continuity there. He'll work with Dan Morgan, linebacker, I think, for the Panthers. He worked with him before in Seattle. Dan Morgan also played there in Carolina, so there's a lot of continuity there. Hopefully that helps with
last year they had Reich continuity and they.
I'm trying to put a positive spin on this.
I do like this though. I do like this hire. I think this is a clear move. We need to fix Bryce Young.
It's a good move for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
It's a good move for Bryce Young. I think just get him with a young coach who did wonders with Baker Mayfield, and we'll see. You got to just do everything you can.
Yeah. Now you can't get off it, and for another 2 years at least. So I mean, yeah, good for the Panthers. Young coaches getting jobs over these veteran coaches is crazy.
Yeah.
Like Belichick's still out there. Pete Carroll allegedly still out there. Vrabel's out there looking for a job. And these young coordinators are, it's crazy.
I haven't reported a lot of coordinator stuff, but I feel like Vic Fangio is a big enough name to bring it up. He parts ways with the Dolphins, which I was on Twitter. A lot of Dolphins fans not crazy about that. Because they had a good defense.
Did you see that?
They were crazy hurt.
Did you see Holland? What he did though?
He kicked some rocks.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant at first, but apparently that's not. It wasn't a positive thing toward Fangio. And then some stuff came. I think what his agent Boris. Not Boris. The other one. The other very well known agent. I forgot his name. I'm not gonna be able to think of it. But he came on and said basically there's a lot of players that did not like Fangio, which is kind of a snake move by an agent, but whatever.
I mean. I
could recall a lot of players not liking Eric Bieniemy either.
Yeah, and I could tell a lot of players. I guess a lot of players don't like Bill freaking Belichick either. Like if you don't like a coach, sorry, he coaches the way he coaches. Yeah. I don't think that's valid at all. Fangio's proven to be a good coordinator.
I mean, he fielded a good defense, and they were just legendarily hurt.
Yeah, sorry. That pissed me off.
Yep. So he got kind of trashed going out of town, but he leaves there, and apparently he wants to be in Philadelphia. He wants to be in Philadelphia, but he wants to be in Pennsylvania near family. Kind of could see his career kind of maybe ending if and when he leaves the Eagles. But he's gonna land in Philly.
Oh, the Eagles. He's already.
Yep, flew. I got a report here. It's traveling to. This was this morning, Thursday morning. Is traveling to Philadelphia this morning officially to sign the contract to become Eagles' new offensive coordinator. Per league source. That's Ian Rappaport.
Yeah. Coordinators, we see how powerful coordinator jobs are, especially with the Philadelphia Eagles. A great example of the power of a bad coordinator.
Yeah. Although, I mean, for the second straight year, we'll replace our offensive and defensive coordinator.
It's kind of fun. I mean,
we'll see.
Well, I mean, the first one was because they were just so good that they left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? You lose them 1 year because they're so good, and then you lose them next year because they're so bad.
They're so bad.
That is the NFL.
Yep.
That is championship windows for you.
Yep.
Just there and then gone.
Don't think we have a 5-year window. Nope. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you might never ever get back.
Okay, let me round up the coaching carousel so far. The Chargers get Jim Harbaugh. Commanders still looking. Raheem Morris to the Falcons. Dave Canales to the Panthers. Jared Mayo, of course, there in New England. Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. Seahawks still looking. And Brian Callahan to the Titans.
Prediction.
What's your prediction? Real quick.
The Seahawks and Commanders are waiting for somebody in the playoffs right now.
I think, yeah.
Like Ben Johnson.
I think the Seahawks may be waiting on someone that homeboy from the Cowboys defensive coordinator.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn wants on his staff. I think maybe
one of those guys
to kind of bring.
Yeah.
Washington, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Bobby Slowick has connections with the new GM.
Okay, that might be it then.
So that might be kind of a connection there, and they're waiting. Well, not Bobby Slowick, sorry. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bobby Slowick. Ben Johnson is the one who might be waiting in a commander's job, too.
Oh, right. I forgot about Ben Johnson.
Yeah, like he's still there, and he's in the playoffs.
Then definitely. Someone's waiting.
Yeah, someone's waiting for Ben Johnson. He's been a very hot candidate all season long.
I forgot about Ben Johnson.
He's just sitting there, a very young.
So Ben Johnson and Ben Slowick. Maybe that's the two guys here.
Bobby Slowick, yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Slowick.
It's very tough to keep those names pretty connected, Bobby and Ben. But yeah, either way, two guys. Ben Johnson, he got me all messed up.
So in comes Bobby and Ben, out goes Bill and Pete.
Just two old men. The future is now, old man. Yeah.
We'll take a quick break, and then we'll get back with the Associated Press 2023 NFL Awards.
God.
At least the finalists. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back with the AP NFL Awards 2023. These are the finalists. The winners will be announced, I think, February 8th at the what's the award show called?
NFL Honors.
Yeah.
Hosted by...
Who's hosting it? Do you know?
Whatever politically correct person they approve this year.
Who's the guy this year? Who I
don't know. It's probably freaking that British...
It can't be Kevin Hart again.
It's probably...
No, it's not. You're talking about the Office guy?
No, the black guy who had...
the guy from Comedy Central?
Talk. Yeah. He's very, part of that...
I wonder if he's a football guy, though.
Doesn't have to be.
Well, I mean, or a sports guy.
Maybe Jimmy Kimmel again. He's done it a lot.
I'm sick of Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
I'm good on Jimmy Kimmel.
ABC's not.
No, they're not. Yeah, very true.
We'll see.
Anyway, whoever's hosting it, the awards will be announced there. We're going to start from not the least important, but we're going to end on MVP because that's kind of the one we want to get to. Let's start with the Assistant Coach of the Year. And listen, these guys are dogs.
These are some freaking dogs on here.
Like, you think about the units these guys are leading, and they're just incredible. You got Ben Johnson for Detroit. Just killer. We just talked about him.
Offensive mind, yeah.
Mike McDonald. That's another guy people might be waiting on.
Yep.
Mike McDonald.
Yep. Another guy just sitting there.
The defensive coordinator for Baltimore. Todd Monken. He's probably going to stay there in Baltimore. Jim Schwartz, killing it with that Browns defense.
Yep. Elite defense.
Even though he got torched by
CJ Stroud, whatever.
CJ Stroud. And then Bobby Slowick, Texans offensive coordinator, of course, did wonders with CJ Stroud. Sucks for CJ Stroud that he's probably going to lose OC
immediately.
But those assistants of the year, we've been talking about them all year long because of the units they're leading. Just phenomenal. Any surprises here for you? I don't think so.
No.
But if not, what's your pick?
Right? I'll tell you, this is tough, but freaking Jim Schwartz, man.
Really?
I'm telling you, that defense, he changed the entire culture of that team just because that defense held it together for so long as best as they could.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That Browns defense was phenomenal this year. He deserves all the love and the award. But who's yours? It's tough. They're all winners.
Yeah, I don't hate it. In going through the Ravens roster today, I noticed I didn't notice. I was reminded how stacked they were, and then to see both of their coordinators on the assistant coach of the year award finalists, like, it's just like, geez, this team, like an all-time talented roster coaching staff. But anyway, I think I'd go Mike McDonald. I think I'd go DC for the Ravens. I think they are just a tad bit better than the Browns.
Uh-huh.
But it's hard to argue with Jim Schwartz because they literally carried that team to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why it's
quarterbacks who just some that aren't even in the league anymore.
Yep, some that will never see the league again.
yeah, except for Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I think I got Mike McDonald, but I'm not mad at Jim Schwartz.
3 of the 5 finalists might be head coaches, or 2, or at least 2. Hopefully 2.
All the young guys.
Yeah. Ben Johnson, though. Ben Johnson, Mac McDonald. Bobby Slowick. Okay, look, CJ Stroud gets a lot of love, but it takes a lot to get a rookie quarterback with a bunch of no-name kind of guys and put together an offense that helps out the rookie quarterback and utilizes all the weapons and all the people correctly.
He had to find a way to not only – because CJ Stroud, he didn't start slow, like as far as like on a normal scale, but he definitely like ramped it up at the end.
Yeah. Like
he was kind of more of a normal above average prospect at first, and then he just turned it on. But the stuff that they had to work through as an offense, the O-line was crazy injured to start the season. Yeah. Never was really healthy, kind of guys in and out. The receiver core just got beat up all year long. Eventually lost Tank Dell. Noah Brown in and out.
Yeah.
Robert Woods just kind of older. Nico Collins was hurt for a while. So that was to work around that and just no running game to speak of, and yet find a way to put CJ Stroud in favorable positions. And jeez.
These are all winners, but my pick is Schwartz.
Yeah, these guys, these are all studs.
They're all studs.
Honestly, they probably all could be head coaches.
Yep.
Monken and Schwartz are just on a stage of their career where they're probably just going to be coordinators at this point. Yeah. But yeah, crazy. Moving on here, let's go to the coach of the year.
Oh my God.
The bosses, the big bosses. And then you got some studs here. I think 1, 2, 3 of these coaches are still playing.
Yep.
Funny enough, Andy Reid not in here. Is he at the
Where's
stage?
Sean Payton? I'm just kidding.
Where's Sirianni?
Where's Sirianni?
He's nowhere near this list.
Where's Reich?
Okay, yeah.
Reich.
Was he the first guy fired?
Yeah, mid-season. God.
Man.
He's in Cancun right now sipping some nonsense.
He's been there for months.
Yep, just hanging out, perfectly tanned.
Okay, let's get through this. Funny enough, the first guy's name is Dan. Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions, of course. What he's done with that team, he's a hell of a leader.
Yep.
Like, he is just we kind of laughed at him to start because he's just this character that's so much bigger.
Yeah, not goofy, but over the top,
yeah.
Oh, you're just a tough guy. You're just like a jock kind of guy. No, he's one of the best leaders of football.
Yeah.
He's the CEO, head coach. Those work a lot, but mainly they work when that guy is a phenomenal leader. And they're in the AFC title game for the first time since the dawn of time.
I want to see what he does to pivot from Ben Johnson next year. But the fact that he should get so much credit for sticking with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who thought He's in over his head.
Yep.
You need to go get real DC. The defense of last year was just terrible.
Yep.
And this year's defense was much better, an elite rush defense. We'll talk about that a little later.
And Aaron Glenn got some head coaches stuff.
He needs to get credit for the guys that he's believing in.
Yeah.
How he backs that GM who's drafted. If you look back, has drafted very well.
Yep.
But just in the moment, make some decisions where it's like, okay, like,
All right.
I'm gonna trust you.
Let's see.
But yeah, we love Dan Campbell, John Harbaugh, Baltimore Ravens, best team in the league. You can't leave him out there. D'Amico Ryans, we talk about him all year long. I mean, you talk about D'Amico a little bit, like the worst team of the league last year.
Worst team in the league, with probably like the worst, like one of the worst rosters on paper going into the league.
Yeah.
Like Singletary wasn't anything. You had Nico Collins that didn't show anything. You had an undersized wideout in Tank Dell. Dalton Schultz got thrown out, and he just made all this work. Defensively, he turned a bunch of one-year players into like a pretty decent defense.
Yeah.
Staying relevant in the AFC, which is tough, just doing that.
AFC.
We saw this year, the AFC, you had to claw and scratch your way to get into the wild card game.
The final four quarterbacks in the AFC were Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
It speaks to the leadership and the culture, much like Dan Campbell, culture guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we love D'Amico Ryans. Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, and he's kind of like in the John Harbaugh, like they're good head coaches.
Is Kyle Shanahan the best coach in the NFL at this point?
Andy Reid's still around, right?
Yeah.
Andy Reid's the best head coach in the NFL.
Kevin Stefanski. Obviously, we talked about what Jim Schwartz did with the defense of the Browns. Stefanski did with the whole team, like keeping this team together.
I think 5 different quarterbacks, 3 different running backs, starting running backs.
Chubb, losing Chubb,
both tackles being out, backup tackles being out. Yeah, what a coaching clinic.
I want so badly to choose D'Amico Ryans. I'm choosing Kevin Stefanski for what he did with that team. It's just so impressive to me. I got Stefanski. Who you got?
I don't want to double down on the Browns, so I'll go D'Amico. Okay. But I wouldn't be mad if Kevin Stefanski won.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the rookies of the year here. And
no, the comeback player.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these guys here. So I feel like we're having some opinions here. First one here is Joe Flacco. Now, let's ask yourselves this. What is he coming back from? Okay, because I feel like that in this award, people don't ask that freaking question enough.
Yeah.
Not just like, hey, who played really well?
Come back for what? He played last year. He wasn't hurt last year.
Joe Flacco. Was a backup last year. So coming back from being a backup.
Yeah, come back from last year. That's what he came back from.
Coming back from last year.
Come back from playing last year.
A lengthy vacation, and then he came back from that.
Okay, so what a performance!
Yeah, I don't know. Damar Hamlin. I think he had 3 tackles on the year
and a failed punt.
And that was such them trying to make Damar Hamlin a story, like because that. Why Damar Hamlin's 180 pounds or whatever? Like, why are you trying to sweep with Damar Hamlin? That we were talking about the fake punt that happened during the playoff game.
Yep.
He's got stuff there. To me, that sealed the fact that he wasn't winning comeback player of the year. Listen, we love this story. It's amazing. Glad he's healthy. All that.
Glad he's healthy. Glad he's back and playing.
He wasn't even active most of the year.
Yeah, this has gotten a little not political. A little mumbled up or jumbled up with other things, non-football.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's on this list. If he wins it, it's hard to be like, oh, you should. Because he did, like, beat death.
Yeah.
But still, like, I don't know. This is getting kind of a little bit out of hand.
The next 2 are my favorites, and I'll say both of them. Baker Mayfield and Matthew Stafford. Baker Mayfield, he was released last year.
Yeah.
He was literally cut from a team.
Yep.
He started a couple games at the end.
With the Rams. Yep.
But he literally was cut from a team. This year he threw for 4,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns and all that. Like, that is literally coming back from, like, hey, your career might be over soon here. And then Stafford, everyone kind of wrote him off. Like, hey, he's old. He's gonna be not a lottery team. I keep saying that. He's gonna be a top 5 team as far as in the draft. It's a really bad roster. They're too young. They don't have enough draft picks. Matt Stafford's kind of done, and he balled out this year.
He did. But I'm glad for those guys. But there's one guy who should be on this list.
Okay, let's say the last one, then you can share that one. The last one's Tua, and Tua, get off this list. What did you come back from?
What did he come back from?
I don't know. Did he play? Well, no, he got the concussion thing last year. But he played most of the year.
What is this?
I don't know.
What is happening?
Who's your guy that is missing?
Breece Hall, 1,500 all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
He tore his ACL and MCL, came back ahead of schedule.
On a terrible offense.
As one of the best running backs in football. And does not make this list.
And didn't make the list.
That's ridiculous.
I think if Breece Hall's on this list, he's my pick.
He's my pick. 1,500 all-purpose yards on a terrible dog shit offense. That's ridiculous list.
Are you getting pretty heated up on this?
Because we saw two running backs. One didn't do as good as the other one. So Breece Hall is the star for it. Came back before the timeline that everyone thought he had, and is one of the best running backs in football now. One of these guys is a bleeping backup. The other one was healthy last year. I don't get this comeback player of the year. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you start going down this list, you see some faults. I mean, Flacco, obviously.
Like Flacco.
He played last year as a backup, had a lengthy vacation, came in halfway through the year.
He was playing last. He didn't come back from anything.
Damar Hamlin wasn't active half the games. Baker, you kind of like, but he's coming back from being bad, I guess. Stafford coming back from being bad. And then Tua, I'm not sure what he's coming back from.
I don't know.
I guess concussions. But if that's a criteria. I think there's like over 200 concussions last year across the league. So
everyone gets a trophy.
Yeah, it's Breece Hall. But if you had to pick from this list, who would it?
You go first. Let me cook a little bit.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, because he actually came. Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I'll get Baker. He had a
mid-playoff
career year. Yeah,
what a playoff game.
I think Geno Smith won it last year under the same type of career arc. So yeah, I would go Baker Mayfield.
Okay, let's get to the rookies of the year here. We're starting the defensive side. And number one, just look at these. These are the rookies this year were so freaking good.
Defensively, too.
Yeah, defensively and off. These guys are these are studs.
Stars.
Like so good. Let's go through the defensive rookies of the year. I'm going to say all of them, and then we can kind of talk about them as we please here. Devin Witherspoon. Dog. Kobe Turner, not talked about.
Underrated, part of why the Rams defense was very good.
Defensive lineman for the Los Angeles Rams. Very, very good. If you don't know anything about him, go look him up on YouTube and go look up his stats. He belongs on this list 100%. Yeah. Joey Porter Jr. He's very good. I would argue Tyreek Stevenson from the Bears. Maybe I don't know.
Porter's very good though.
Porter's very good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Jalen Carter, 87 PFF rating.
Yep.
I mean, just very, very good. Everything as advertised. And then Will Anderson. Everything you could have hoped for, the number 3 overall pick.
Yep.
Like a leader of that defense. I don't have his sack numbers, but I know it was double digits for sure. I mean, where do you want to start here?
They're very good. They're very good. I saw Joey Porter play a lot. Phenomenal. He's second place in my mind. I wish Devin Witherspoon had more of a solid.
Right.
I'm going with Will Anderson. Number 2 pick last year, or 3 pick last year. Dog, I think 10 sacks. Part of the reason why that defense turned it around. A pillar for that Texans organization. Love it. Love him. Will Anderson is my pick.
What do you think my pick is?
It's gonna be Jalen Carter.
It's Jalen Carter, but it's not because I'm an Eagle fan.
Okay, why?
No, because, I mean, he's very the highest rated defensive interior lineman. I mean, watching him is so good, and they still were rotating him this year, so he didn't even get like full snaps. Next year he'll get with probably Fletcher Cox moving on, he'll get full snaps and be much better as far as with more snaps. But this year he was just so good. He did hit a kind of a rookie wall though at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I'll argue that Will Smith started slow, so I don't know. We'll kind of just. But those two I think are the best to me. I'm not as high on Joey Porter Jr. Sorry, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter to me are the best two. Joey Porter Jr. and Devin Witherspoon, Tyreek Stevenson, those 3 guys I think you put together. And Kobe Turner's very good as well. But my pick would be Jalen Carter.
I think what we can get from this is that these all can be stars in the NFL. Yep.
Studs.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at the offensive side as far as for rookies. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs do it all back for Detroit. They have 2 offensive rookie of the year candidates.
Good for them.
Sam Laporta, the best rookie tight end we've ever seen. I've never seen
someone this impactful
right away
out the gate.
Yeah.
On a playoff team.
Not to mention coming back from that hyperextended knee.
Just a tough guy.
Just
juiced up on every type of drug available in Detroit.
Puka Nacua broke the record for most yards and most receptions for a rookie wide receiver.
Not only is he the best rookie wideout, he might be one of the best wideouts in football.
Yeah, right away.
Puka Nacua.
From the start. And of course, I don't want to miss Bijan Robinson. I feel bad for the guy.
Pretty good season despite his head coach hating him.
Stats-wise, he could have blown away this list.
Yep.
Maybe not with Puka Nacua and C.J. Stroud, but he could have been like right up there. And then,
if you went to a coach that didn't like hate his guts,
yes,
then maybe. But if a coach who wanted Cordell Patterson over,
unfortunately, he was blocked. in the depth chart with Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, because he's a stud, Cordell Patterson.
Very good.
We all know how good he
should be highly sought after this offseason.
Surprised he's not already taking
meetings already.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud's the next one, and what can we talk a lot about C.J. Stroud on this show.
You know how we feel.
C.J. Stroud to me is a top
3-5.
Is flirting with the top 5 spot next year. Like he's that good already.
I think I'm top 5.
Like to see him yeah. I mean, if he gets the right weapons, yeah. I mean, this such a like blue chip list. These players.
Yep.
Like these are guys that are just going to be making so much money throughout their careers. Like just
breaking records already.
Just studs. Anyone you think left off?
Oh man, I'm sure there is, but it gets overlooked because who you gonna take off? Right. That's the problem. Who you can take off this list?
Well, think about it. C.J. Stroud had such a media storm and such a popular thing that he was overshadowing Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Like Puka Nacua snuck up on this all-time record because no one was paying attention to him. Because we were locked on C.J. Stroud. Yeah. And Jordan Love at the moment too was he's not a rookie, but he's young.
Yeah.
My pick is Puka Nacua, and I love C.J. Stroud. But Puka Nacua, what he did,
no hate from me.
I mean, breaking that record, and it's because they go through all these stages where it's like, okay, he got hot, he'll flame out.
Yeah.
It's a fluke, he'll flame out. Cooper Kupp's back, he'll flame out.
Yeah.
Look at the playoff game he played. 108. I think he broke the record for the most yards of a rookie wide receiver in a playoff game.
It's a tough wideout.
I mean, was among the leaders in YAC, a big physical receiver all around. He can block. I mean, good route runner, great hands.
Yep.
I mean, just someone they can really build their offensive around.
Yeah, Puka Nacua slam dunk by the LA Rams. What a freaking star.
Yes.
My pick, C.J. Stroud. The best rookie quarterback I think I've ever seen.
Not match. Yeah, he might be.
Like, I've never seen a quarterback come in the league and light it up instantly and consistently in every game.
So the rookie quarterbacks I'm thinking of is Cam Newton, had incredible rookie year.
Yeah, incredible.
RG3 had a crazy good year. He's a complete idiot on Twitter now. But
I like RG3.
Yeah. I mean, but as far as rookie years, let's not get distracted here.
Yeah.
Let's not get distracted and argue about.
We can go off right here. RG3.
But he had a crazy rookie year, too. Yeah. Those are the guys I think of with him. C.J. Stroud, man.
Yeah, I think because he did it in such, like on a team that no one, we say this all the time. We need to think back to where this team was before the draft.
Yeah.
A wasteland.
Let me speak to all the liars out there. You had no idea who Nico Collins was.
Nope. You had no idea.
No idea.
You only knew about him if you were a Texans fan or if you were a dynasty football guy nerd.
And you picked up on time and released him next week because he wasn't any good.
Exactly. You had no idea who Tank Dell was coming out of the draft.
I do want to say I did.
Okay, maybe Joseph did.
I did.
Rookie play caller, rookie head coach.
The Texans.
It just was like, this guy is going to be, and like, he was number 2, which means that, he wasn't the best quarterback even in his draft.
Yeah.
He wasn't even the sexiest because he had Anthony Richardson. So it was like, he was overlooked on both sides at 1 and 4 or 5, where they picked Anthony Richardson. Just for this guy to be, we literally just said he might be a top 5 quarterback in the league right now.
I mean, this guy, he's already affected the league so much.
He's gotten head coaches fired.
He's got
coordinators hired.
Head coaches, exactly. Like, he changed everything for Carolina because they're going to regret that for years and years.
Yep. Like not every time Stroud shines, the Panthers cry because that's who you missed out on.
Yeah. I'm not mad at you about C.J. Stroud. He's the AFC got another one.
Yep.
There's another one of these guys.
Another freaking star.
Crazy. Let's move on here.
This is the big one. Here we go.
So
these are the big ones.
These are the defensive player of the years and the offensive player of the years for just combined, whole NFL.
Yeah.
Let's start on offense. Okay. We got Tyreek Hill, Mr. 1,800 yards, unstoppable wide receiver there. For Miami, Lamar Jackson, the MVP consensus, I think. CeeDee Lamb, who just
right there, stats wise,
blew the doors
if not better than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb just killed it. Christian McCaffrey.
CMC. himself.
I think the most important player left in the playoffs. Like as far as if their team lost him, maybe Lamar Jackson. But although we've seen Snoop Hundley go in there and win.
Yeah.
If the Niners lost Christian McCaffrey, they're done.
Crazy what you just said, but he is important.
Yeah. Maybe.
CMC is still a superstar, just as good as he was.
Love CMC.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, too, he's never hurt.
I'm good. Thanks.
He was never on the field in Carolina.
Maybe he knew what a freaking moron that owner was.
He must have just said, like, this, I am not
if I'm hurt, I'm not going to get wasted. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dak Prescott, who killed it. A lot of people are going to kind of make fun of that because the way they ended the season.
Yeah, but he had a great year.
He was killing it.
Yeah.
He was killing it. Let's just pick this here real quick here. Who you got?
Lamar Jackson.
MVP, hard not to pick him. I want to pick Christian McCaffrey so bad, but I'm probably going Lamar as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to win both.
He's just a killer. This is his year.
Yeah.
It couldn't have gone any better. This is the year of Lamar Jackson. Just needs to finish it off now with the Super Bowl. Okay, let's go to Defensive Player of the Year. Deron Bland, your guy, all-pro. He is
next.
I've never seen someone ride a hot streak into so many awards.
Yep.
He had the 6 picks for the 6 returns. Amazing.
I want to see where
I saw him get cooked over and over again.
I want to see where this guy is next year. But good for him, though. I'm glad he's making these lists.
Crazy.
He will get money now. This will be in every negotiation that he's ever in.
Yeah.
That he won all this stuff. Good for him. Good for the Cowboys. But yeah, please.
As an Eagle fan, very excited for Deron Bland to be on the Cowboys for foreseeable future. Max Crosby, I think, went to another level this year.
Yeah. Got into the Bosa, Myles Garrett realm.
Just God, watching a Raider game, you couldn't take your eyes off him.
This is the best guy on the field. Yep.
Love Max Crosby. Myles Garrett.
My pick, beginning of the year.
He was.
What's my pick? Yep.
Best player on maybe the best defense.
Yep.
Micah Parsons, killer.
Your guy.
Yeah. I said killer. That was very positive of me,
yeah,
I think.
Good for you. Killer.
Killer. Didn't do anything in playoffs. But it's not a playoff award. It's not a playoff award.
Okay.
Didn't do anything against the Niners in the regular season either. But it's not a single game award.
Yeah, you're right.
Suffice it to say, my pick is not Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
TJ Watt.
This guy can just stay healthy, TJ.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I don't think he played enough.
He's so good.
He's amazing.
God.
When him and Alex Highsmith are going,
yeah,
it's so much fun to watch. My pick here's Max Crosby.
If Watt played the whole game, I'd pick Watt, but Crosby. What? Myles Garrett.
I was gonna say that's your boy though.
No, screw it. I'm sticking with what I said earlier. Myles Garrett.
Okay, yeah, you go with your guy.
Yeah, Myles Garrett.
Don't hate it.
Yep.
He's so good.
Yeah, we see defensive ends. If you have one of these guys, your defense is literally just automatically better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Max Crosby wins, I would not be surprised or mad.
Watching Max Crosby play.
How a likable character.
He's just to me, he's
such a Raider.
On the perfect team.
Yeah.
Now has the perfect coach.
Yep.
To me, he's like a better, and this is saying something. He reminds me of Jared Allen, and I think a better version of Jared Allen.
More loose, more
maybe
athletic.
More athletic.
Yeah,
but I mean, Jared Allen's a pretty crazy athlete. But I get what you're saying. A little more bendy, a little more, but just an animal, just a dog.
Early on in his career, they said he's just an effort guy, and he's not just a freaking effort guy. That's so. Yeah.
Go talk to all those right tackles.
Yeah, ask how much. Ask if he's all effort.
All right, we got a couple minutes here to talk about MVP. Let's talk about it.
The big dogs.
Even though I think this is like the one award that we pretty much know for sure who's gonna win it.
Yep.
Josh Allen, love that he's here. He belongs here. 50 total touchdowns. Only quarterback to ever do it. He's done it twice now in his career.
Yeah, and total touchdown in his career.
Touchdowns.
You might sound like in this year he scored 50 touchdowns.
He scored 50 touchdowns this year.
Josh Allen did? Oh, he did.
Passing
and running
combined.
He did.
Isn't that crazy?
Right. Yeah.
It's like a crazy stat. It's a shock that you acted that way because it's a shocking stat to hear.
Yeah, 50 touchdowns. Pretty good.
Just a dog. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we talk about it.
I'm a spoiler alert. We're both picking Lamar Jackson.
24 touchdowns, eight interceptions. Yeah, pretty good.
Best team in the league.
Yep.
Played his best against the best teams.
Yep.
Just a dog. Christian McCaffrey. That was our pick.
Yeah.
It's hard for running back to win it. Let's say that. And then when they got blown up by the Ravens, I feel like all the award wind was just taken out of the sails.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? I mean,
hell of a player to be.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's second to me on this list.
Yeah.
And I put Josh Allen third. The last two guys here. So Dak, he deserves to be on this list.
He had a great year.
He's fourth to me, an easy fourth.
He just ended it back poorly, but he had a great year.
Brock Purdy is such a fifth to me on this list. He doesn't belong on this list.
Now, yeah, those guys who are saying halfway through this week 10, like, how's it look now? It looks pretty silly, right? It looks pretty silly.
I mean, it's a regular season award, so maybe. But we saw him play last week. Weren't impressed. In a win.
No, that's kind of no, screw it. I'd be more
say it.
C.J. Stroud.
That's what I was gonna say.
Over Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
with a lot less. Let me ask you this:
if you put C.J. Stroud on the Niners,
that's my pick.
They're winning Super Bowl.
Yep, Super Bowl this year.
You put Brock Purdy on the Texans.
Different.
He's probably losing his job to Davis Mills.
They're back to being the Texans. Yeah,
like, just think about that.
Yeah, it's just when he was high, but when he was low, it was just like. And we saw last week he made a couple good throws, but he wasn't the same. Stroud, yeah, Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, but doesn't belong on this MVP list. He had great moments this year, but not enough to be on this list.
I agree. Okay, that's the AP NFL awards. Hope you.
We think it's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
I would like to switch my Offensive Player of the Year to CMC. I want to throw him a bone somewhere.
I like it.
Okay, so CMC Offensive Player of the Year.
Very good. So yeah, that's coming out here in a couple of weeks. But I hope you enjoyed that. We love that. We love these players. We love the best player. Like just see some of these names and because this list changes so much.
Yeah.
Because people get hurt, situations change. So these guys shine like this, especially the rookies.
Yep.
So much freaking fun. Let's take a quick break, and then we're gonna finally get into the championship weekend games here. We got 2 games, 4 teams left. Let's do it. Let's take it right back. Okay, it is football time.
Football time.
It's time for some games. Okay, this Sunday we have Lions, Niners, Ravens, Chiefs.
A little bit.
I mean, going through this was so much fun to see the matchups, all the talent scattered across the field, the coaching, where these teams ended up as far as rankings throughout the year. These are just 4 incredible teams. So congrats to all of them for being here. Only one can win it. But all 4 of these teams like are Super Bowl worthy.
And all these teams have gone through so much in the season.
Yeah.
Chiefs have been up and down, and then the Lions have been thought about as frauds maybe or whatever. We didn't like them.
Yeah, we were hard on the Lions at some point.
I'll say it. I might take a big L Sunday if they make the freaking Super Bowl. Okay. Other side of the ball, 49ers. We just went on about Brock Purdy. He could just prove us wrong on Sunday and just throw 5 touchdowns on Sunday. And then the Lions. Sorry, Lions. I'm missing a team here. The Ravens.
The Ravens, yeah.
Well, they've been consistent. They've been the same all year. They've been pretty good.
Yeah, Ravens. I mean, it's the Ravens Super Bowl to lose. Like they should win this Super Bowl as far as like the chalk.
Yeah.
But that's not how football works. You got to play the games. Let's get into first the Lions here at the 49ers. This game's at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. I can't wait. I'm gonna be nestled in. My mom would have already cooked. Right, going to mom's house.
Shout out to the Tovar mom.
Yeah. Thanks,
Mom. We gotta get her in a freaking booth.
We do need to get Monica on here.
Yeah, Monica.
Yeah. Monica needs to get on here. But anyways, she's gonna cook up a storm. Pop's probably gonna get some of that chicken going.
Get it going, Mama.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna get that chicken going. So I've had eaten probably twice at that point as far as lunch. I've had second lunch ready. I probably my dear wife probably has already made the Starbucks run. So I got a nice iced coffee there.
Yep.
No sweetener, light ice, just a little bit of almond milk.
Okay.
And I'm settled in for Lions at Niners.
For this to be the start of the day, it's such a gift for NFL fans.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing these 2 teams, both bought into the head coach, into the system. Both aren't really old teams. There's no like old veterans fighting for their championships.
Yeah, it could be a start of a rivalry here.
It's a very good a worthy rivalry. This is 2 teams that are quarterbacks aren't even the stars on this team. It's the other players around them.
Here's what stood out to me about these teams. Looking at them, they both feel like teams of destiny, right? The Niners last year lost Purdy in the playoffs. Kind of just that's all we heard about for a while. This year they've been so good, just marching toward this moment.
Yeah,
like literally nothing mattered if they didn't get here and they didn't get to a Super Bowl. So that it just feels like okay, Niners need to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and then you got this Lions team, just. Somehow they're so good, but yet the kind of the underdog story of the playoffs so far, like
the Niners are favored by 7.
7-point underdogs here.
That's a big,
but probably exactly where Coach Campbell needs them to be.
Like, give me some motivation, please.
Oh yeah, it's exactly where he wants them to be. And guess what? They'll probably be underdogs next week too, no matter who they're playing.
Okay, so where do you want to start here? There's so much.
Let's start with the Niners.
Okay.
We'll start on the offensive side of the football. They were 4th in passing, 3rd in rushing, 3rd in points scored, a juggernaut of an offense.
So good.
Let's start with the elephant in the room here, Deebo Samuel.
Different offense without Debo.
He didn't practice much. So if he plays, he's going to be a constant risk to leave the game.
Yeah, and he's already been throughout his career has been like kind of like this injury, not prone, and like he tends to get hurt in these games, in games just in general.
Yeah, this year missed 3 or 4 games I think with the shoulder injury that he re-injured.
But I think what might help him out is that this Lions secondary is
so bad,
pretty ass. Yeah, so there might be like watch Debo, big deal. Ayuk might go for 180 yards.
Lions
Sunday.
27th in yards against the pass.
And Ayuk is one of the most underrated wideouts in the league. A very good talent. Yeah. I said at the beginning of the year, a top 5, top 10 talent wideout.
Yeah, and we need to explain something. I just said they're what, 3rd or 4th in the league in passing, and we just kind of went off from Brock Purdy a little bit. So we have to give that credit to someone. And yes, Brock Purdy makes the throw and he executes. That's his strength.
Yeah.
This is Shanahan's secret sauce.
Yep.
He can scheme guys so freaking wide open.
Yep.
And like in a place where these yak monsters have the opportunity to run after the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Or sorry, run after the catch. And to me, like the way he's going to toy with this Lions secondary, it should be just terrifying.
Yeah. Aaron Glenn and that defense better be up for it because they have to be prepared. One, to just tackle these guys. This is the just get up and tackle these physical supreme athletes. Yeah. And then 2, cover. They got cooked last week, Mike Evans, and they got cooked the week prior. It's just
over and over again.
This is the game where look, if you have any other kind of tricks up your sleeve, Aaron Glenn, do it now. I know the Super Bowl's in a week, but to get there, you need everything. Brock Purdy might throw for 300 yards to get this.
See, the issue that they give you, even without Debo, is that you would think, okay, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, let's double that guy and take him away.
Yeah.
But George Kittle has played so well this year. And after the catch, he's been so dangerous that you can't do that. Even with I think they have great safety play with Kirby Joseph. Gardner Johnson had a pick last week, and then the rookie Brian Branch. You're going to have to pay attention to Brandon Ayuk. You're not going to be able to focus on either one of those guys, let alone, what's his name, Juwan Jennings.
Yep.
Last week had a great game. And then you got McCaffrey just torturing you.
Who's basically a very good wideout,
They'll
too.
literally line him up at wideout sometimes.
And just go run around, yeah.
I'm going to talk about McCaffrey. Okay. To me, this is the matchup of the game. Like, this is the most important match of the game to me because you have Christian McCaffrey, who we don't blush at putting him in the MVP conversation. No. Like that's what we think of him. Was first in the league in rushing yards, 14 touchdowns. He killed it. But then on the Lions, you have them 2nd against the rush on the year. The number 2 ranked rush defense.
Yeah. It's strength versus strength, like immovable object versus unstoppable force. Yeah. It's just 2 strength on strength, and you just love to see it. As much good as the Lions have been, I'll give CMC. CMC is the best running back in football. I don't think it really. Stats won't say one thing, but something on the field and feel and get to experience CMC firsthand, it's gonna be different.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's such a fun matchup.
Yeah,
because the Lions are that's what they're thinking of.
Yeah,
we talk about Kittle, we talk about Ayuk, but
stop CMC
because they hung their hat on one thing this year. They obviously still need help against the pass.
Yeah,
but they basically said. And I think Collinsworth said this. We're going to get good at one thing on defense here.
Yep.
And they got good at rush defense. I mean, it's all for nothing if you can't do it here in the playoffs.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn, you better coach your ass off, dude.
Man.
Come on, Aaron.
Freaking matchup, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, let's talk about this Lions defense a little bit more, and then we'll move over to the Lions offense versus the Niners defense. Another great matchup. Hutchinson, he needs to be – because, okay, we saw last week. Anything that was near Purdy, the ball was errant. And it was raining, so we'll kind of get some of that.
Yeah.
But he's shown, especially in the playoffs, if you can get in his face, and he's a tough kid, and he'll keep coming back at you.
Yeah.
But if you can get him off platform, if you can get in his face, he can turn over the ball.
Yeah. If you can, like any quarterback, really. If you disrupt him, if you get him off balance, if you can just turn on that switch and become an elite pass rusher in the playoffs.
Yeah. Now we saw him last week too, just to kind of supplement the pass rush. I saw a lot of nickel blitzes,
a lot of
safety blitzes.
They might do that again, just to confuse Purdy a little bit.
That's also a good way to stop the run.
Yep.
Some of these run
just
blitzes from secondary.
Start filling gaps. Yep.
In fact, now that I think of it, we're 100% going to see that.
Yep.
Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch down there in the box.
Yep.
But I mean, I think Aiden Hutchinson's going to need several signature moments here.
Yep.
Like a Max Crosby type game.
Yeah, they're gonna have to call on him.
Yep, you can't deny him because there's not a lot of stars in this defense. They're young.
They're young, and they're kind of just like, we're well coached, and we're going to be just gritty. That's the whole thing on that Lions defense, just being tough.
Anzalone back there, kind of just a tackle machine type guy.
Yeah.
Not a star, not Fred Warner.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, not Greenlaw,
Yeah.
not Bosa. Yeah.
Elite safety play, like I said earlier. Hopefully they can turn, I'm obviously going for the Lions here, but hopefully they can cause some turnovers here with it, because that's one thing the secondary can do. Yep. They may not be able to limit yards and stuff like that, but Gardner Johnson, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, I think that's over 10 receptions between the guys.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what you have to watch for them. Going to be tough, though.
Yeah.
Niners offense is so good.
All right, let's flip it.
All right, Niners defense versus this Lions offense is.
This is my matchup.
Yeah, I can't argue with here. Let's look at the year-end numbers here for the Niners. Pass yards against 14th. Did that surprise you? Middle of the pack against the pass?
Yeah. Yeah, because they have pretty good corners. They have pretty good. Yeah, but that's surprising a little
bit.
Maybe
Hufanga not being there kind of affected them.
Yeah.
Third against the rush, so just as good as the Lions are against the rush. And then third in points allowed. So even though they're middle against the pass, they stiffen up in that red zone.
Yeah.
And they happened to Jordan Love a couple times last week where they had to kick field goals. I think they even went for it on 1 4th down there in the red zone and didn't get it. And that's because this red zone defense is so good. Across no matter where on the field, they're going to be really good. Yeah. To me, it all starts not with Nick Bosa. To me, it starts with Fred Warner, because he's very Max Crosby-esque.
But at the linebacker
He's
position.
everywhere.
Yep.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Sniffing out screens. The running back in the backfield. He'll blitz. He's a rangy, effective pass cover linebacker. To me, it starts with Fred Warner. What do you think?
The Lions O-line versus the D-line of the 49ers that severely underperformed last week. I'll just say it.
The Niners.
The Niners D-line did not do what it's supposed to do. For the amount of assets and draft capital and money you've poured into this D-line, these are the games this is why you got them. For games like this, we play against the teams like the Lions, who pride themselves in having the best offensive line of football, or one of the best offensive lines of football. This is where you need to have them shine. Bosa, Chase Young, Armstead, Hargrave, Joseph Day, Randy Gregory, Drake Jackson, if he plays. Those guys need to start. This is why you got them.
Yeah.
This is why you sell out in the offseason at the trade deadline to get guys like this to go against this line who, this is a bunch of homegrown Lions guys. They're just tough guys who want to run it down your throat. Yeah. And last week, throughout the year, we've seen these running backs. They're very talented, too. No knock on them. But this Lions line makes it a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of guys would love to run behind this offensive line. This is the game, and this is the matchup. If the Lions can dictate the offensive line, they're going to win this game.
So Aaron Jones, 118 yards last week against the Niners. They're third on the season, but where are you right now? Right? Eric Armstead was supposed to solve the running issues last week. They didn't.
Yep.
Aaron Jones, like I said, ran up and down the field on them. Montgomery, Gibbs, nearly 2,000 yards between them, 23 touchdowns between them. They're every bit of it.
Yep.
But like you said, the offensive line.
Yep.
3 of the best graded offensive linemen last week played for the Lions.
Yep.
They're no joke. They're some maulers.
Yeah. That's the game. And I won't lean towards what I'm picking here, but it's hard to bet against that freaking Lions O-line and those running backs. They have those. Jamar Gibbs reminds me of a young Chris Johnson, and Montgomery just gets it done, does all the dirty stuff.
Yeah.
They're so perfectly balanced. They're so perfectly placed and perfectly used. They had to learn how to use Gibbs right. Now they found it. Now they trust Gibbs in the red zone too. So he's not just a third down gimmick guy.
Right.
And then off of that, you have Jared Goff, one of the best play action quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
really taking care of the ball.
Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown, just tough guys who catch everything.
Yeah.
This is what you want for a run first team. Good O-line, good running backs, and guys who just catch the ball.
So here's where I think the Lions I think have a great. I don't care if they rank third. I think they're going to run the ball well.
Yeah,
I just think they are.
Yeah.
I know how good Greenlaw and Warner and those guys up front are. I just think the Lions are better at what they do.
Yeah.
And especially recently.
Yeah.
I think the Lions are going to struggle throwing the ball because Javarius Ward has been erasing people lately.
Yeah.
Like, he's been so good. And the Lions, they have real depth issues at receivers. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown and then a huge drop-off to Josh Reynolds, Jameson Williams, those guys. You do have Laporta. Greenlaw, I think, was a top-rated coverage linebacker last week for that week, and he's not even the best coverage linebacker on their team.
Yeah.
So I think Laporta's still going to eat. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, I can't wait. That's a huge matchup to me because they need him.
I'm not going to bet against Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
But Ward is very good.
Ward is so good.
Ward is very good.
Like, he's so good.
It all depends on if they have him follow Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra lines up everywhere.
You have to. I mean, Lenore is really good too.
Yeah, but Amon-Ra, all pro, first team all pro for like a reason.
Yeah. He needs because he's their only like real like stud receiver.
Yeah.
He's not only the possession guy. At times he's the big play guy.
Yeah.
At times he's the play action guy.
He's definitely their third down guy.
Yeah, he's a third down guy. He's the end around guy. He's the bubble screen guy. Like, he kind of can do it all. And I think they need at least 8 catches from him tomorrow. Like, they need him to move the sticks. They need him big time in the red zone. It's so big that they got Sam Laporta back. Like, I can't stress that enough.
And then we'll see what Zach Ertz can just throw in there. Just
forgot about Zach Ertz.
I mean, I'm not sure how much of the playbook he's grasped, but he's a smart guy. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
They'll use him. Solid hands. They probably need him now more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Lions offense versus the 49ers defense.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's just what
It's huge. I mean, so let's kind of step back now. We've looked at a lot of the like in a micro sense, the matchups, the individual players. Back up here to a macro sense. I want this so bad for a bigger
macro sense.
Yeah, sorry.
Like that. Okay.
Sorry. I want this so bad for the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
I want this so bad for their story. I want this so bad for those fans. I want this so bad for just the Detroit. Think about if you're a team, right? The Broncos have been good in your lifetime. They've won Super Bowl in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Right before you became a fan, they're coming off just like the Elway years and those
back-to-back championships. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine being a Lions fan and just all your life they've just sucked.
Yep.
They've just been terrible.
Bad. Bad. Capital B.
Like,
bad.
and to see them now with a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like, I want this for them so bad. In picking this game, I tried so hard to not let that like cloud my judgment. Like, hey, let's really look at this here. I'm picking the Lions, and I'm going with my heart a little bit. I just believe they've maintained the underdog thing, which I think is big for them.
Yeah.
I saw the Eagles ride that to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I saw it, and I think there's real elite attributes to this team. They need Jared Goff to play turnover-free football. I think you need Amon-Ra Brown to be a stud. And then what's the matchup I mentioned earlier? The McCaffrey versus the number 2 rushing offense. That's a big one, too. I'm going Lions 30, Niners 27.
Okay. I love everything you said. I love your spirit. I love you. Pick up the Niners. Look, that Lions – look, the weakest point that we just mentioned of the 49ers' whole thing is their star-studded defense. Yeah. The weakest point of the Lions
is their amazing defense.
The weakest point of the Lions is their bad secondary with Cam Sutton. So, because of that, because these games come down to those kind of details, the Niners have lost back-to-back NFC title games. This is when they make it to the Super Bowl. 49ers 30-24.
Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, too, if the Niners lose this game, it is such a brutal loss.
Yeah, I don't know what you do.
The Eagles aren't there. The Aaron Rodgers Packers aren't there anymore. Like, a lot of the troops have fallen here. The Lions are new to the game.
Yeah.
If you can't reach it, I mean, the Seahawks fell off. If you can't reach it now, it's such a blow.
Yeah.
Like, who do you blame now?
Yep. I just think this is the Niners' year to get there. We'll see what happens in the AFC, but I have Niners here 30-24.
Okay, I got Lions 30-27.
Whew.
So very close. We'll see about that. Let's jump into the last game here.
Woo.
That is
the nightcap.
It just gets better. The nightcap. You got the Chiefs, who newsflash, the Chiefs are trying to go Super Bowl again.
We might be in the middle of a Tom Brady-esque dynasty run, and we just aren't aware of it.
All we've been through, right? On everyone's top 10, they weren't in the top 5.
Yep.
Right. No, like not I don't want to say disrespect because they weren't playing well.
Yeah, they haven't played consistently all.
And yet here we are.
Here we are. They're back in the AFC title game. They're right back,
game,
right where they left off.
A real chance to win.
Yep.
Let's dive into it here. This game is the night, or no, it's not the nightcap. This is actually the first game. Sorry.
Oh.
This game's at noon.
Oh God.
Sorry, I did that backwards. This game's at noon. It's in Baltimore. Let's start with the Ravens.
Okay.
Let's start with the Ravens offense, okay? Because Ravens defense is going to be fun to talk about. Ravens offense might have the MVP.
It's just one guy. Not one guy. Yeah. It's one guy who's leading this pack, who runs the offense, who is the offense.
I mean, they're number one in rushing, and their running backs are objectively not very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're number one in rushing.
They're probably the worst unit of running backs in the playoffs. I mean, they are.
Yeah, they have to be, yeah. Okay, so they're 21st in passing. They're more play action, efficient passing.
Yeah.
Some big plays lately with Zay and OBJ even kind of getting in there. Number one in rushing, like I said, fourth in scoring. So they're putting points on the board.
Also, they cut a player this week, making room on the 53-man roster for
who?
Maybe a Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
We forget Mark Andrews right up there with Travis Kelce as one of the best tight ends, the best tight end in football.
Yeah.
If they were to get Mark Andrews, along with Isaiah Likely, who finally came on, good luck stopping those two.
Mark Andrews is going to play. He's full participant in practice.
He's just practicing fully. And Isaiah Likely, who's already proven, I could step in just as I'm very good tight end.
Yeah. I don't know if Zay Flowers is good enough, especially against Legarius.
Yeah.
And why is that weird to me?
No.
Snead is fantastic. I don't know if he's good enough to beat Snead consistently or if Snead will travel with him. I still think receiver is, like, as far as winning, might be tough because this Chiefs defense is so good. But, yeah, like you said, to start, this is one man. Everything's going to run through one man. And Lamar Jackson has had his struggles in the playoffs. He did not play well the first half of last week against the Texans. He blew it up the second half. But, I mean, Gus Edwards, I think, has the sneakiest 800 yards and 13 touchdowns I've ever seen in my life.
Just sneaked in there. 13 touchdowns. That's crazy.
And then Zay Flowers, like I said, 77 catches on the year, not even 900 yards. This is why Lamar Jackson is the consensus MVP.
Yeah.
Because it's so much has been his shoulders offensively. And running back just hasn't worked out for them. Last week we saw the Texans contain him for a half.
Yeah.
And do everything they could to contain him. And like barely hanging on, but did it.
Yep.
And then the second they lost, like the second like Lamar Jackson started rolling, I should say.
Yep.
It just was over.
Just snowballed.
It was just over.
Yeah, and to speak to this, Lamar Jackson, the Chiefs defense is top 5 in points per game, and yards allowed.
Yeah.
Very good unit. Last week, though, against a quarterback who runs a lot, Josh Allen, 70 yards and a rushing touchdown.
It was so good.
The Bills had the ball for 37 minutes because they ran the ball well and they threw the ball well.
Yeah.
The Chiefs defense have been phenomenal, played out amazing. This is the quarterback who I think who can take advantage of their weaknesses. And there's been some talk this week about, the way you stop Lamar Jackson is make him a quarterback. I
can't believe people are still saying that.
I don't know why that's still a thing. Like with Mark Andrews back, it's nearly a healthy offensive staff besides the running backs.
Yeah.
I'm not betting against Lamar Jackson.
I wonder if that's trying to bait him into throwing, just like because even though you know he's a good thrower, he's just the best running quarterback. So you're just like, listen, he is a good thrower, but I gotta bait him in throwing because he's so good at running.
Yeah.
So maybe they're trying to get him to prove something or just playing. I think it was Chris Jones who said that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, we need to make him a passer.
Yeah.
And we'll probably win this game. He very confidently, arrogantly said that.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm poking that bear here. I'll take Lamar Jackson over the Chiefs defense. This is no knock. They've been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Chris Jones wrecked the game last week. Chris Jones literally caused the game-winning touchdown to not happen because he pushed the left guard into Josh Allen's back and caused, whatever.
Yep.
Chiefs defense, stars everywhere. Drafted well.
McDuffie.
Bolton, Chris Jones, Karlaftis.
The safety from the Bucks.
Yeah, you love Mike Edwards.
He's really good. No?
Yeah.
Karlaftis.
McDuffie, yeah. Stars and good defense, but this is the kind of team defense where you're playing a guy who just overcomes good defenses and Lamar Jackson.
Because you can do everything right on a play.
Yeah, you could just do everything right, but he's just special. You just
still lose.
Put your hands this is just Lamar Jackson.
Like you can do everything right on the middle of the field on a play, and still have some 70-yard touchdown.
And last week we saw they were susceptible to a running quarterback. Josh Allen ran all over them, and they controlled the ball, and they can be had if you just. I think the Ravens probably saw a weakness, and let's try to do what Josh Allen did and just bully them.
So when the Ravens were able when the Texans were able to slow him down, they were spying him with Christian Harris.
Yeah.
And it was working. Christian Harris then got hurt.
Yeah.
And everything kind of so I expect here. There's not a lot of tricks to I expect Nick Bolton to be spying Lamar Jackson.
Just follow him. Yep.
And can you bring him down the open field?
Yep.
Nick Bolton only has one hand. The other one's just a club.
Yeah. Good luck tackling that. Yeah.
So I feel like you might if there's a game where you want both hands.
All right. Let's flip it here to one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
So Patrick Mahomes is funny. You know what's funny this week? No one's talking about like he's on the road. Everyone kind of just let that go.
Like, oh, he's still just as good. Damn it. We thought we had something on that.
You haven't heard it at all this week?
No, because he's just Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's really good still. Chiefs offense. I think they're finding themselves. I think Rashee Rice has been so freaking good. Travis Kelce's turned back the clock. Yep. He had big plays last week.
You just trust Kelce in the playoffs because he's been there before. He's not scared of the moment.
Pacheco
is
so important.
Yeah. But this is all just like Ravens. Standing around, you could do everything right. You could have the great stats. Ravens defense is phenomenal. You could do everything right. But then Mahomes does something crazy. You're like, freaking Mahomes, dude. Freaking Mahomes.
Which includes running the ball.
Yeah. Last week he showed like I could run the ball just as well as anybody.
Yeah, I don't care that he runs like he has a crap in his pants.
He runs.
Like, it's effective.
Yeah.
It's effective.
He does run like that.
Especially like on third downs, like the big plays.
Yeah. This is where you see Mahomes just break your heart with these scramble plays in the playoffs.
As an Eagle fan, I can attest.
Where you cover everything well, you have everything, you nothing's open. Andy Reid schemed it well, you just covered it, and then Mahomes does something stupid.
Yeah.
Like not stupid good, stupid bad, stupid good. Like he just beats it.
So this is a different Chiefs offense. That we should talk about this.
Yeah.
You tell us, how is this Chiefs offense operating right now? When they're successful, what are they doing?
Well, they move the ball well with Pacheco, and they just scheme. This is all based on scheme because of the lack of talent they have at wideout. Rashee Rice is by far the best. Yeah. Beyond that, it's just whatever you can get, whatever you can get. It's one of the worst,
and they only need a little bit.
Yeah, just need a little bit. Just give because Mahomes will make up for as much as he can, and they'll scheme, whatever. But this is the part where I'm kind of worried about Rashee Rice. Just being double covered and the Ravens saying, you make MVS beat us and you'll go to the Super Bowl.
Also, Rashee Rice gets a lot of his stuff because they'll scheme him for to set him up for yards after the catch.
Yeah.
This Ravens defense is such a good tackling team.
Yeah. They're so well coached and they're so deep in every position.
Roquan Smith legitimately can keep up with Rashee Rice in a crossing route.
Yeah.
He's that kind of athlete.
Yeah.
And he's not missing the tackle.
No. Not Roquan.
So I think that I think the same. I think Rashee Rice might because he's a physical receiver. He's a big physical receiver. He uses that. He does well. They throw him a lot of bubble screens. They use him well in the red zone. All that. But this is such a physical defense. I wonder if we'll see a little bit of Kyle Hamilton on him.
Humphrey.
Humphrey. Like those, like just big physical cornerbacks that they have. Travis Kelce is just that. I think that sly veteran.
Kyle Hamilton versus
just a young stud versus the old sly dog. With his girl up in the stands.
Oh God! I'm talking the football right now.
I have a weird sense, like when Gronk used to go in a game, and you kind of like, okay, chips are stacked against Brady. He's gonna lean on his boy, and his boy's gonna come through.
Kelce might.
I feel the same way.
Look, but I don't know. I mean,
they're going into Baltimore against his defense. Mike McDonald, the whole thing. I think he's gonna look at his boy, especially this year where you can't trust anyone.
I mean, Marlon Humphrey was limited all week. I think he will play. I'm kind of leaning towards put Marlon Humphrey on Travis Kelce.
Might have to,
and to say we're in a double wherever Rashee Rice goes, and we're just ISO Travis Kelce with our best corner.
See if we can shut him out.
Just best on best.
Not a bad plan.
I mean,
we should talk about some of these guys they have on defense here.
Yeah.
We've talked about Kyle Hamilton, 81 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 interceptions, 10 tackle for loss. That means he's affecting the game at every single layer. Every single level, I should say, of the defense.
Yeah.
And all around.
Yeah.
To me, he reminds me of like the Fred Warner of safeties.
Yeah. Just kind of does everything very, very well.
All over the field. Great tackler. Big guy.
Yep.
Why he wasn't drafted early, I don't know.
And why he didn't make any all pro stuff is
we'll get into that too.
Whatever.
I think out of the draft, he was knocked on his athleticism. How stupid is that?
That's such paralysis by analysis. Like, listen.
The breakout star for this team, though, is Justin Madubuike.
Yeah.
The defensive lineman for the Ravens. 12 tackles for loss, 13 sacks, constantly in the backfield.
When you can get an interior rush, it messes up any offensive game plan. Mm-hmm. You're not expecting that.
Yep.
Even though the strongest part of this Chiefs O-line is the interior. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing Creed got Creed Humphrey, they have and Trey Smith.
Yeah.
You have these that's their strength.
Yeah.
So it's literally strength on strength. Michael Pierce, their big old 350-pound nose tackle, and Mbakwe or whatever the fuck. What's his name? What's his name?
Justin Madubuike.
13 sacks.
It's getting late.
It's getting late.
Angel's losing patience.
No. Well, no. It's just literally strength on strength, and that's where you're going to see who wins this game is those right there.
Yeah.
If those Ravens front four, led by those two interior linemen, can get pressure, can create havoc, not let Pacheco keep the chains moving.
Yeah.
That's the game. Keep Mahomes off the field. Don't let him convert any easy third downs, any running plays. Yeah, this Ravens defense is phenomenal, and they're phenomenally coached, and they're deep at every level. Roquan Smith is the best linebacker in football. I think Fred Warner fans might hate me for saying that. How do you not think he's the best? He's a phenomenal player.
158 tackles. Let that sink in for a second. 158 tackles.
And some tackles, they're not all created equal. I mean, there's some players you get 180 tackles and they're just not very good.
Yeah.
The amount of respect and the amount of football IQ and that this guy has under and he's an athlete. He can keep with any tight end. I can't wait to see how they handle their Patrick Queen next to him too. Phenomenal athlete. They have the athletes
Patrick
to keep
Queen
up.
had 133 tackles.
Yeah, they have the athleticism to keep up with an older Travis Kelce.
I think Patrick Queen is an All-Pro as well.
Yeah. So this Ravens defense stacked.
It's a great weekend.
It's literally going to be, can Mahomes pull out some magic and just overcome this very good Ravens defense?
I saw a tweet that made me laugh. It said, when Pacheco and Roquan Smith meet in the open field or in the hole, it might rip a hole in the time continuum.
In the space-time
continuum?
Yeah.
Talk about, I think Pacheco's going to struggle because...
Yeah. This is a phenomenal defensive front.
Yeah, I mean, Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen are so good. Patrick Queen is maybe limited a little bit in, pass.
Yeah.
But he's a thumper.
Yeah.
He's an old-school thumper in the box, and I think Pacheco's going to... Because Pacheco just runs through a lot of linebackers and stuff like that. Not happening with these guys. I don't think, anyway. I'd be very impressed if it did. Those two guys are so... It's a great weekend for linebackers. Couple things came to mind. Number one, Bears, why did you let Roquan Smith off your team?
This guy's just got better since
he is the best player on maybe the best defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Number two, I think this is a great weekend for off-ball linebackers, a revival, if you will.
Yep.
Just four of the best in the game.
Yep.
Okay, we've talked about it enough. Let's pick this game. Ravens hosting the Chiefs. First time they've hosted a championship game in 50 years. Who do you got?
Ravens 24, Chiefs 20. Chiefs have a tough time scoring. I think your weakest points show in this game. I don't think these wideouts have a good day. I think Patrick Mahomes struggles. He does something creative to get to 20 points, but I'm taking Baltimore's defense and Lamar Jackson.
So you got 24-20.
Yeah, low scoring.
I have Ravens 24, Chiefs 23. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think Chiefs struggle to score.
Yeah.
I think Rashee Rice might finally look like a rookie against his defense. I think Pacheco's going to struggle, and I think Mahomes is going to be harassed in the pocket.
Yeah.
I think he's going to see a lot of blitzes. Yep. I think they're just going to go after him, and I don't think he has. I think the supporting cast or lack thereof finally catches up to him.
Yeah.
And I think the Ravens going to the Super Bowl here.
So I have the Niners Ravens.
Right. I have the Lions Ravens.
Okay. Either way, phenomenal Super Bowl.
Yep.
And we're already here. We're already at the point where we're picking Super Bowl.
So we won't pick Super Bowl yet.
No,
because we know who's playing.
We don't know who's playing.
It'd be very difficult.
Yeah, very hard to do that.
But hey, congrats. We got here to the championship game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good time. That's our show for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. I know it was a long episode, but there's a lot of football to talk.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging in there with us. It's going to be a great, great, Great weekend of football.
Oh, baby.
Can't wait.
Get your popcorn ready, folks.
It's going to be such a good time. We'll see you Monday with our Super Bowl matchup. Peace. Later.